Welcome to Wild Paradox. In the late 18th century, deep within the dense forests of Auvergne, France, a mystery unfolded, one that would challenge the very foundations of human nature, language, and civilization. A feral child, completely disconnected from society, was discovered wandering through the wilderness. He had survived alone, or so it seemed. The villagers who first spotted him were baffled. He was human, but his behavior mirrored that of an animal. He moved on all fours, sniffed his food before eating, and seemed impervious to the cold, despite wearing no clothes. He did not speak, nor did he respond to human voices. He was a creature of the wild, and the world was not prepared for him. The boy had been sighted multiple times before, but every attempt to capture him had failed. He was fast, agile, and instinctive. His survival skills surpassed those of any ordinary child. But in 1797, after days of tracking, a group of hunters finally caught him. He fought fiercely, clawing, biting, and growling like a cornered animal. Bound and frightened, he was taken to a nearby village, where people gathered in amazement. Who was he? Where had he come from? And most importantly, was he truly human? Word of this wild child spread quickly. Scholars, doctors, and curious onlookers arrived to see the boy who had lived outside civilization. Some called him a miracle of nature, while others believed he was abandoned due to deformities or disabilities. Regardless, one thing was clear. He was a scientific marvel. He was given a name: Victor of Auvergne. Victor's presence in the village sparked an immediate ethical debate. What should be done with him? Could he be taught to live among humans? Or was he forever lost to the wild? Some believed he should be left to his fate, arguing that his mind had already been shaped by nature. Others, especially those in the scientific community, saw an opportunity, a chance to study the origins of human development. A renowned physician, Dr. Jean-Marc Gaspard Itard, took it upon himself to civilize Victor. Itard was fascinated by the boy's condition and viewed him as an experiment, a blank slate upon which society could imprint its knowledge. He was determined to teach Victor language, social norms, and human behavior. His mission was clear: to transform the wild child into a man of reason. But Victor resisted. He did not care for clothing. He hated enclosed spaces and would often try to escape into the forest. His sleep patterns were irregular, and he preferred to stay awake at night, like a nocturnal creature. He expressed no attachment to people, but seemed to enjoy the company of animals. He could not grasp the concept of speech. No matter how hard he was taught, words never formed naturally on his lips. It was as if language itself was beyond his comprehension. Itard was relentless. He devised experimental teaching methods using sensory stimulation and repetition. He would guide Victor's hands over different textures, expose him to music, and encourage interaction with other people. Slowly, there was progress. Victor learned to recognize basic words and could follow simple instructions. He showed signs of understanding emotion, particularly the concept of kindness. He responded positively to those who treated him gently and seemed to withdraw from those who were harsh. But despite all efforts, Victor never fully integrated into society. He never spoke fluently, never adapted completely, and never truly left behind his wild instincts. As the years passed, his story became one of failure in the eyes of many. Had Itard's experiment proved that civilization could not be forced upon someone who had lived outside it for too long? Or was Victor simply beyond saving? The questions raised by Victor's life extend beyond one individual. They challenge the very notion of what it means to be human. Is our intelligence, our language, and our ability to love shaped solely by experience? Or is there something innate that defines us as human beings? And if someone is raised without those experiences, without society, education, or communication, can they ever truly become one of us? Victor lived the rest of his days under the care of a woman named Madame Guérin, who provided him with kindness and stability. He never returned to the forest, but neither did he ever fully belong to human society. He remained an enigma, a living paradox. His story, however, left an undeniable impact on science, philosophy, and our understanding of human development. For years, his case was debated by scientists and philosophers alike. Some saw his failure to integrate as proof that socialization at a young age was the defining trait of humanity. Others argued that his brain had lost the capacity for learning by the time he was found. Some even suggested that he was happier in the wild, that civilization was not suited for all. Victor's story became a case study, inspiring discussions on child psychology, linguistics, and the effects of isolation on human development. Was Victor doomed the moment he was abandoned? Could he have been saved if he had been found earlier? Or was he simply a child of nature, never meant to be part of our world? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content on Wild Paradox.